What it do? Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and YouTube. I say, I said, what it do? All right, y'all. Welcome to another Mukbang Monday. All right, today, tonight, whatever, whenever you're watching this, I am having spaghetti, spaghetti and garlic bread on Texas toast. I don't want y'all to see the bottom. I totally forgot these things were in the oven and damn near burnt them. But I do like my toast crunchy, so it works out in the end. It works out. I like it a little crunchy. And sometimes I like to put the spaghetti on top of the toast. But that's usually when the toast is a little soft. And also, I'm not going to do that on video because I don't want to look like a fat ass. So I'm not gonna do it on video. But tomorrow with the leftovers, I most likely will indulge and put a little spaghetti on my Texas garlic Texas toast. The Texas. It's from Texas. All right, y'all. From the title, as you can see, this has been something I wanted to talk about for a little bit, but I was kind of saving it for whenever I run into an issue or what I didn't know what I wanted to talk about, and I find myself in that situation right now. This has been another rough week for me, so I did not focus on what I would be talking about this upcoming Monday. And I haven't been really watching anything. If I haven't been at work, then when I get home, I just get in bed and I just lay there. And then I wake up, take a shower, get ready for work again. And that's pretty much what my week. It's been a rough week, rough mental week for me. And the last time I had one of these rough mental weeks, I did not record anything. And I was very disappointed in myself. Like I said in that video, I was very disappointed in myself that I did that. Because like I said, I've been, since the year started, I've been very consistent. I have slacked off a little bit, but I at least try to post something. So I said to myself, I wasn't going to do that. I don't care how I'm feeling or what's going on. I'm still going to post something. But in the midst of all that, I realized I didn't really watch anything to talk about. So usually I go on Netflix and I see what's trending, and then I'll watch it. Hopefully it's good and I can stay interested in it. And then I'll watch it, and then I have something to talk about relevant that most people would know about because it's trending on Netflix. But I didn't this week. So I'm in that situation to talk about this, what I had been saving for. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. But let me just go ahead and let me just take a taste. Just give me a minute. Going to apologize for any smacking or slurping in advance. I try not to smack and I try not to slurp, but when it comes to spaghetti, there ain't really much I can do about it. I'm sorry. Anywho, I digress. Let's go ahead and get started on this discussion. So, back in 2015, around this time to be exact, about 5 years ago, I went on a website called Meetup. I don't know if you've never heard of it. Basically, what Meetup is, it's a group of people, like, for an example, if you like bowling, then you can go on this website and you can meet people there who like bowling. And if someone will start a meetup, and maybe at a local, close by bowling alley, rink, or whatever you call them, and you all could go and meet up there, and then every Tuesday or so, the group would meet up and go bowling. So you just meet people who like the same hobbies and the same thing as you. So back in 2015, when I went on the website, I was this is really good. Oh my God. So I was feeling some type of way back, and I was really passionate. I mean, I'm passionate now, but I really wanted to do something. I'm shaking the table to get things started. So I don't know how I came across the website, but I did. And I met a group of people there who was interested in filming, were filmmakers, or, trying to get something started and trying to meet like-minded people. So I ended up joining that group, and then the moderator or the leader of that group made a meetup. And we met up at a local taco place. I think it's called Tijuana Taxi or Tijuana something. And we met up there. And when we first got there, there was Had to be at least 30 to 40 people. It was a lot of us that first showed up that first meeting. And we just went around the table explaining who we were, what we were, what our goal was, what we were trying to achieve, and everything like that. Now come to the second group, second meeting, that number reduced greatly. I think it had to be half of what was there in the first group. It was a little alarming because I'm like, well, crap. But because I was like, it's probably not going to happen because it's like people are dropping out. But there were also a couple of new people too. Then we came to the third meeting. Again, that number dropped again. And it had to be like maybe 15 of us. 15, 10. It was small. It was significantly smaller than... I had to stop using big ass words because I know damn well I'd be tripping over my tongue. It was greatly smaller than the first and the second. And I was just like, okay, this isn't going where I thought it was going to go. As a matter of fact, I hate to be a negative person, but when you're doing these types of things, you kind of have to be realistic. People talk a big game, but a lot of times they're not about it. So when I started with this group, I said, okay, it's probably not going to go anywhere, but let me give it a chance. So then, by the time we came down to the fourth meeting, there were only about, 6 of us. I'm going to use some names that are not actually their names, but I don't want to put their names out there. So I'm going to use names, but it's not theirs. So when we got to the final, I would say the final meeting before things started to kick off, it was only 6 of us. It was the guy that started the meetup. There was John. There was John, who, again, that's not his real name, who had about 30 years experience in the music industry, wrote a book. And when I tell y'all, I hope I remember these names. John had all the equipment you could think of. He went to Full Sail University. He had over $125,000 worth of equipment. So if we wanted to film something, we wouldn't need to rent anything because he had everything. Dude even had like the little track, when they have like action scenes and they move the camera. If you ever look behind the scenes of movies, how they're made, and they have the camera on that little track and they're running with the actor, or if the actor's walking fast or whatever, it has the camera. You put the camera in there and it goes with the moves smoothly with the actors or whatever's going on in that scene. I mean, he had everything, sound, all that stuff. And he basically said he had it just sitting in a warehouse and John wanted to use it. And so he said that's mainly the thing. He's like, I want to make movies. I got $125,000 worth of equipment that I bought. And he said, I want to start using it. And so we were all excited for that because we didn't need to rent any equipment. We had somebody in our group that had any and everything we could possibly need to film. Then there was Erica. Again, that's not her name. Erica actually sold the script to Fox, I believe. I believe she said Fox. Don't quote me on it. This was about 5 years ago. She sold the script to Fox with the partner she had. And everything was going good with them. But then Fox ended up looking into her partners and into their backgrounds. And her partner had a lot of fraud in her backgrounds. So Fox was like, listen, we don't want to deal with you after looking in your background. We can't. We know we don't start it and everything, but we can't. And because Erica was associated with her, even though Erica didn't have anything in her background, as far as fraud or anything like that, they removed her from the project as well. And she basically said she was in Hollywood, and then she got kicked out of Hollywood because, she didn't do her homework, basically. And she was like, I didn't do my homework. And she was very embarrassed to tell the story. So that's one of the reasons why I don't want to say any names. So she was very embarrassed to tell us the story, how, she didn't do her research. And now it ended up blowing up in her face, and she had this opportunity, and now it's all over. And there was me, the actor. And like I told them, I didn't have any experience as far as working with equipment. However, I did have experience as far as acting. So I really kind of wanted to be that actor that they go to, but at the same time, I wanted to learn everything, and I was still screenwriting at that time too. I had been screenwriting for about, I want to say, 6 years at that point, but I never liked to tote it myself as this experienced screenwriter. You know, I mean, I told him I screenwrite, but you know, I ain't sell nothing till this day. I still haven't sold anything, but I wanted to learn, so I told him, listen, my main thing is acting, but I'm ready to learn whatever I need to learn. So that way, if I don't get a job as the actor, then I can get a job as a sound guy, camera guy, or whoever, because now I've learned how to use this equipment instead of spending all this money going back to school. Then there was two other guys. Wait, that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, it was 7. It wasn't 6. It was 7. Then there was 3 other guys who, I'm not gonna go through everybody, but those 2 that I just named, those 3 that I just named, were very significant. And so the 7 of us got together, and we were like, okay, this looked like this is going to be the group. And we were like, okay, that's fine. At that particular time, we weren't really looking for anybody new. So we just said, okay, this is going to be the group here. That's fine. It's okay. So we met up, I think we were meeting up like every Thursday at a Barnes & Noble. So one particular meetup, we got together, and the guy who started the group, the meetup, he had already written a script. Excuse me. And we were all happy about it. We were like, okay, good. You got a script. We got it. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. So he brought copies. We read it. It wasn't bad. But, you know, of course, when you're in a group, ideas are going to be tossed out. So people can read it and be like, okay, this is good. But you know what would be even better? If this happened or that happened. So we were just, you know, brainstorming on how we could make the script better. Because it was... Let me chew this, because I'm about to choke. So we were going over how to make the script better. And we never really paid attention, because we were so excited, to how his body language, how he was looking, or anything like that. We were just all yeah, let's do this, and then we're going to do that, and then we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Next thing we know, homeboy looked at us and said, if you want your own script, write it. This is my script. And we all looked like, hold on a second, wait, what? Basically, he didn't like the fact that we were dissecting the script. He felt like he wrote that, so that's how the script's gonna be. Damn, what did I name? Did I name him John? Oh, the one with the equipment. I think I named him John. Did I name him John, y'all? I didn't know I was going John and Erica. Okay, John, Erica. Okay, I'm trying to remember these names. Like I said, these ain't their real names. John pretty much said, well, dude, you're part of a group. This is what we do. You write a script, and then the team come up with some ideas or whatnot. I mean, that's what and then Erica, like I said, who had sold the script to Fox, and they were working on her series, because it was a series that she was going to work with them with. She said, listen, when I brought my script into Fox, it was almost like not my story anymore. She's like, this is what they do. And when you get in the industry, she's like, they're going to dissect your script to it's not even the same. While it may still be the same story and plot, but the elements of your story is going to change greatly, because you got a group of people, some who are already experienced in the industry for years, and they're going to dissect it and say, you know, this would work better if you did this, finding plot holes, all that. Once again, he was like, nope, this is my script. If you want your own stories, write your own scripts. So at this point, the energy changed, because we were all so excited. So we all kind of took a breath and took a step back. We're like, okay, because this was going really good. Now it's going sour. And John, like I said, who had 30 years in the music industry, as a producer. That's why I should have stayed for it. He wasn't like a singer or a rapper. He was a producer. And so he was like, dude, listen, it's not going to work that way. You can't write a script and then think, you know, your team's not going to, hold on a second. Not going to dissect it. Like, that's not how that works. This is a team. Sorry, y'all. I took a nap before I did all this. I'm thirsty. I had nothing to drink, so I know y'all think you thirsty, man. So at the very beginning, John did tell us that he went through several bankruptcies. Which what we liked because everybody was honest about what they had gone through. So he told us about several bankruptcies that he had, and so the guy who started the meetup started bringing that up because we kind of wanted John to be the leader since he can already kind of lead. He's already led before, especially in the music industry, and he didn't like that either. So then he started bringing up John's bankrupt. Well, you've been bankrupt 3 times and blah blah blah. And at this point, we were all like, okay, this is not going to work. If one, you're going to get an attitude if we dissect your script. Then 3, you're bringing up people's personal things and you're throwing it in their face. Now, one thing John was cool about it. John was like, yeah, that happened. I told you guys that happened. I'm not ashamed of it. It is what it is. That's life. It happens. It happened. And so we were just like, okay. I don't remember how the meeting ended, but it ended. The next meetup, the guy who started the group was no longer there. We kind of, I don't remember if we decided, I don't remember if we decided as a group that we didn't want to work with him or he decided he didn't want to work with us. Either way, he was done. He wasn't back. So then it was only 6 of us at this point. And we were fine with that because the 6 of us got along well. So then we came up with ideas for a script. And then we all brought our ideas back to that next day, that next meeting. And so we basically combined all our scripts together, how it should be as a team. So once that was done, Erica wrote the script because she was experienced at it. She also wrote books as well. So we gave her the ideas. She wrote them all down, went home, and it was a short film. It wasn't a feature. And so she wrote all the ideas down. And then the next meeting, she came back with the script and with the copies. And well, she sent us the script, and then we printed out it at our homes or wherever, and we brought our copy to the meeting. So fast forward, we have a script. Now, because we didn't really have a crew and we didn't have money, we couldn't really pay people to run John's equipment. So every Saturday, John started teaching us how to use the equipment. So we meet with him Saturday mornings, because most of us worked on Saturdays. So we meet him on Saturday mornings near a park where he lived. And he showed us all the equipment. This is this, that's that. This is how you work this. So we were really getting a free film lesson. You didn't have to go back to school. So he was teaching us Saturday mornings, all of us, how to work it. Now, fast forward from that, it was time to hold the auditions. We were moving quickly, y'all. We were moving quick. We were not playing around. We were moving quick. And so we held auditions. I ended up giving me the part of like the best friend who was kind of like the supporting, which was fine because I really couldn't be the lead because I was going to be the sound guy. So I was going to be in the movie, but then also I was going to be working backstage. John's son ended up being the lead. Now, did I feel some type of way about it? Kinda. But that's the industry. I felt some type of way because the main reason why I couldn't be the lead was because I was going to be behind the scenes. So was John's son. He kind of knew how to work the equipment. But it was like, okay, whatever. Not a big deal. When they said it to me, I didn't make a big deal. I was like, that's fine. I was like, listen, I'm just glad I'm working. I'm just glad I'm working on this dream of mine. I don't give a damn. I'll worry about all that later. But so I was fine with it. I was, I did feel a little type of way at the beginning, but after that, I was fine. I was like, whatever. So we ended up holding auditions for the other parts we needed to fill. And then we found the people we wanted, held the first read through. Now, let me say this because I forgot to say it. John was a family man. So he also had his son who was grown, but he also had some little ones too. And he was also a professor at a college. He taught on campus I think he taught one class on campus and a couple online. And through the process of making this film, John ended up acquiring another class from another school. So he was piling on more work, which is understandable because he's a family man. He had to make a living for his family. So come to the day before we were supposed to start filming, because y'all, we figured everything, the budget of what we needed. We were who was going to buy what, the food, so that the actors can eat. We found the locations where we're going to film the living room scenes, locations where we're going to film the car scenes. I can't tell y'all what the story was about because I wrote it with them, so I can't really tell you what the story was about. But it was a comedy, and it was a short film. And we found the locations. We found out who was going to be buying what and whatnot so that the actors can eat, because we couldn't really pay them. So they were working on already paid with food and exposure, and of course get a copy of the film. So the day before we were supposed to film, I woke up to a message from John. John felt at that time he had too much on his plate between teaching and stuff, between teaching on campus and then his online classes that he taught. And he just felt at this particular time filming was not his main priority. So he ended up canceling. And remind y'all, he had all the equipment. So it wasn't like he was saying, hey, y'all keep the equipment, film. I'll let y'all use the equipment, and then, when I can get time, I'll come back into the picture. It was a wrap. John was like, and he's not going to let us use $125,000 worth of equipment. So at that point, the film was over. Erica said she'll contact the talent and let them know that the film is a no-go. And we were just, at that point, we were disappointed because we were ready to do this. And we were even talking about later on acquiring, getting a warehouse, kind of like a little studio for filming and stuff like that, and keeping the equipment. So that way, if we needed locations, we can build sets. And we were planning this out. We were serious, at least I thought we were. And so, like Erica said, the last message I read, it was from Erica. She was like, it's been a pleasure working with you guys. Hopefully later on in the future, we can all meet up and we can start this up again. That was 5 years ago. Haven't heard from any of them since. I was devastated because I was on Facebook. I was updating everybody what was going on because I was so excited. You know what I mean? There's nothing like that feeling of getting or reaching for your dream and you feel like it's right there. Like it's not there, but you're getting there. There's no greater feeling. And then to have that ripped away from you was just it. And then, of course, I had to go on Facebook and tell everybody what happened. And luckily, I had a lot of supportive people tell it's all right. You're going to be fine. You'll bounce back from this. So I had a lot of support. And even people at work noticed my mood had changed because I was so excited. But at the same time, I don't hold any kind of anger toward John because, like I said, John was a family man. He had to provide for his family. This wasn't bringing us any money yet. You know what I mean? It was, at that point, it was a hobby for him that he realized he just didn't have time for anymore. But it devastated me because we had gotten so far and we were getting ready to film our first film. And it was only within a couple of months. Like I told y'all, we were moving quick. We were moving quick because we wanted to do this. We wanted to get started. Because one thing, if you prolong something, that's a greater chance of it not happening. And we all kind of knew that. And little did we know, it wasn't going to happen because John had to drop out. Now, you could say the rest of us still could have done it, but honestly, after being with that one particular group for so long, for the couple of months that we were together developing this, it's just, I think we were just done. We were just like, we did all that, and now this has happened. Where are we going to get the equipment? None of us have the money for the equipment. We had the equipment, and now the equipment's gone. So I was depressed for a while because I just knew it was happening. I just knew it because even though in the back of my head, I said this could fall apart at any time. This could fall apart at any time. Don't get too excited. Be realistic. yeah, everything's going good. Y'all could just film this first film, and then that'd be it. And if something happened, then nobody can do it anymore. But yeah, we didn't even. It was the day before we were supposed to film the first film, y'all, and I was just like, oh, it was just like I said. It's just there's no worse feeling, man. I mean, there's other worse feelings, of course, especially losing a loved one. But as far as like when your dreams are coming true and you're telling everybody how you're going to be this a good portion of your life, how you're going to be this fantastic actor in Hollywood, and it just doesn't happen. And the sad part about this is that it should have been something I was used to, because I can't tell y'all how many times me and this person was supposed to move here, me and that person was supposed to move there, and then that person ended up not doing it, and I never, for a long time I was supposed to have been in Los Angeles, but I was supposed to move with other people. They either moved without me, or because I wasn't quite ready yet, but they were. And not that they didn't want to live with me or they didn't want to go. It was just like, I'm ready to go. Well, I can't go right. I don't have the money right now. Okay, well, I'm going. Okay, well, go. Bye. Uh, or people just not following through with it. Very recently, I'm supposed to move to Atlanta, Georgia. Hopefully, um, that happens. Now, you can say, Alandris, why don't you just move by yourself? Understand one thing. I've never lived by myself. I've either lived with family or I've lived with friends. And with my anxiety, it scares me to move alone. So many things pop up in my head. They really shouldn't be popping up in my head, but they do. Like if something medically happens to me, like what do? I have nobody near me. But you can say, well, you can make friends and blah, blah. Yeah, but I'm kind of like I keeps to myself. So, I mean, I have friends and I make friends, but a lot of times, y'all, most of y'all don't know me on Facebook and in my personal life. No, I do a lot of stuff by myself. If I want to go do something, I do it. But at some point, hopefully in the near future, that I do get the courage to do it. This is the reason why I kind of started this, so that way I can get used to being on camera, doing things. Like I say, eventually, guys, I want short films. I want to start film. I don't have a crew yet, and this is one of the reasons why I'm scared to get a crew, because after what just happened with that, I can't. I don't want to go through that again. I'm scared to go through that again. But what I need to understand that this industry is a gamble, and you're going to meet people who are going to be all for it and then not for it. And that you have to make sure that you find people who have the same energy as you and they're on the same level. If it's just a hobby, be careful. Not saying that it won't work out, but remember, it's just a hobby for them. It's not really their life. It's not something they're really, really, really passionate about. It's just something they like to do. So I'm not saying it's not going to work out, but just be very careful. They passion really has to match your passion. So that way, if you're feeling some type of way and you don't feel like doing nothing that day, they make you do it, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So if they feeling some type of way, like, hey, listen, this is our dream. This is what we got to do. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's what you need. You know what I mean? And that's what I thought I had, but I didn't. But at the same time, like I said, I can't be mad at John because he's a family. He had to provide for his family. So it was either give priority to where he was making money or priority to something that was a gamble that we weren't going to make any money off of, just exposure and all that kind of stuff. But that's it, y'all. That's it. I'm done. So that's the story between the story that happened with the group that I had, and why I'm so reluctant to get another one, and why I've just been doing things on my own, but I cannot do everything on my own. Like, I can get on here and give commentary on a movie I saw, or Netflix show, or Amazon show, or some life experience when it comes to acting and things like that. Eventually, I want to start putting monologues up here too as well. I thought about that the other day. I was like, well, I could do monologues too. So yeah, that's it. I'm done. That's all I'm going on almost 30 minutes. I really did not try to talk that long, but I did skip a lot though. I really did hit the main points of what happened. Because there was other things that happened in between, but the main things that happened. So that's it. I'm done. So my final thought y'all, is don't give up on anything, even if you feel like it's falling apart. Take a step back, breathe, assess the situation, see what it is that excuse me, see what it is that you need to do, and figure it out. It's tough. It's hard. That's why I told y'all this past week has been a rough week mentally for me. It just really has. I have not been motivated to do anything. But I'm glad I had enough strength to do this video. And it was the perfect thing to do too. So that's it. I'm done. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, follow if you haven't. Like I said, I got more stuff coming. I want to try to do some short films. I also I have an idea of what I want to do. I just need to work on a script. It's a little short film. I know where I would like to film it. I just need to contact those people and see if I can film there, or if they're going to charge me, or do I need to have some sort of insurance or whatever I need to do to be able to film there, and then get a crew and then some actors. But I'm gonna do it. Y'all make sure y'all keep me to it. Like, hey, what's going on with that short film? All right, that's it, y'all. So thank you for joining. Oh, if you haven't noticed in my last video, I don't have that outro that I always put with the music that has Mystic Shadow Films on it. Can y'all believe I have been using that since 2016, since I started filming stuff on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. And then I did that seafood mukbang, and I've been posting that on YouTube as well. And it got a copyright from the people that I got the little sound. It was like 15 seconds of it. So I was like, I mean, I didn't get a copyright strike, but it was copyright. So basically, it couldn't get monetized, even though I'm not a YouTube partner yet. But they still said, ads could still end up showing up on your video. So they ended up putting a copyright on that song, that piece of music. And I have another one, but when I went to download the new one, they're gonna recharge me to download that new outro. So I'm like, crap, I ain't got the money for that right now. I mean, it's not that much, but priorities, bills, food that to nourish my body. So there's no outro right now. It's gonna come back with the new music that I have, and it's from the website that I made. Well, they made it, and then I just added my music, and it's from their website, which is free to use. So hopefully I won't be getting a copyright, and I shouldn't. All right, so there's no outro, but anyway, thank you for joining me here at Mystic Shadow. I didn't even eat none of that damn toast, man. Film.